Coming up on the next City Beat, millions visit Las Vegas for our outstanding entertainment venues, but what many don't realize is beneath the lights and glamour, there's an underground community. We'll show you the compassionate outreach program aimed at getting these homeless citizens back into a home. Plus, some 12,000 people turned our downtown streets into a sea of pink for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. We'll meet some of the participants and hear their personal reasons for being part of this inspiring event. And Life is Beautiful is just around the corner. Organizers visited City Hall recently to give a quick update on what to expect for this year's Art, Music, Learning, and Food Fest. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this edition of City Beat. I'm your host, Nancy Byrne, and we are coming to you from the Fire Alarm Office at Las Vegas Fire and Rescue's Station 1. They take emergency calls for medical and fire from Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Clark County. And to say this place is busy is an understatement. They get about 425,000 calls a year. Now, a little bit later on, we'll talk a little bit about what warrants a 911 call and what maybe is not quite such an emergency and warrants a 311 call. But first, we want to tell you that one of the reasons this place is so busy is not only because we have a growing residential population, but we also have millions of people who visit Las Vegas to gamble, dine, and shop. But what many people don't realize is beneath the streets of glamour and lights, another community exists. Sue Levitt and photographer Eric Sorensen take us beneath the streets.
The line is constant day and night, people snapping pictures in front of the famous Welcome to Las Vegas sign on the Strip. Mostly tourists, people are happy, posing, laughing, and enjoying their time in Las Vegas. But just under their feet, there's a more desperate and hopeless people hiding away from reality.
I want you to look him up. We're going to be back at 1:30. We're going to bring him and 4 other people food. Let's see where he's at on the housing list or if we've got services for him. You guys need to start up with him. Let's make sure that that guy is all right. Okay, give me a sec.
Lewis and his team head underground every day into these dark tunnels under the Strip, looking for anyone who will accept their help. They make up the Mobile Crisis Intervention Team with help of Southern Nevada.
He's been living there for I don't know how many years, dude. It would be interesting to see if he made it, though. How you doing, bro? Yeah, I'm with the outreach team. Hey, man, you remember me.
Lewis comes by to check on this man every day, and every day he rejects help.
We'll keep coming back because we know one day it's going to be the yes. And as soon as the yes occurs, we're able to spring into action and we're able to deliver those services in a really efficient manner.
Tagging along with Lewis, watching him reach out to our homeless population, it's clear he's passionate about what he does. He's driven, loves his job, and is determined to make a difference.
Because at one time in my life, I was homeless. And the fact of the matter is that at a very critical point in my life, there were people in my life that didn't give up, and I was an idiot. And because of them, I'm here today. So every time I go out, every person that I encounter, I see myself and what I went through and the opportunities that I had. So this isn't a job for me. This is a mission, and I'm the luckiest guy in the world because I get to do what I love and I get to actually help people every day. You don't need anything else? I know we've talked to you before, man. I don't want to push anything on you, bro.
Lewis and his team are one-stop service providers for the homeless. They are highly specialized and show up offering just about any service someone who is homeless would need, and these services are set up on the spot.
We've been working with them for a while.
Andrew is part of Lewis's team and has been working this camp down in the Wash near Caesar's Palace for years. He's built relationships with the people here. They trust him.
I'll come back. Me and you can sit down.
Yeah, I really
figure it out. Okay. You're gonna be all right. All right. You're gonna be okay. All right. I'll come see you. I'm gonna be back later with food anyway. I love it. This is my passion. This is what I come from. These are my people. So that's why I do this.
Homeless at one time himself, Andrew has empathy. He knows what it's like living on the streets.
If he wants to, I'll take it over. We'll do your housing assessment, pre-engagement, make sure you're on HMIS. I remember my first day, the ride home, I just couldn't believe that somebody would actually let me come in for work, as a job, to be paid to do this. I mean, it just was the best feeling ever. I remember I rode home and all night all I did was look for encampments.
Lewis and his crisis intervention team have made contact with just about every homeless person living underground in the 200 miles of flood channels that snake through the valley. And the team doesn't plan on stopping until these tunnels are empty.
How about this? How about if I give you one of these? And then if you do have a problem or if you need me to assist you with what we just talked about, dude, just call me and I'll come and get you.
For City Beat, I'm Sue Levitt.
What you just saw there is a small part of what will be a longer special that we're aiming to air on homelessness at the end of June. So just stay tuned to KCLV TV for more information on that. Well, from beneath the streets to the streets of downtown Las Vegas, it was that time of year again for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. We caught up with some 12,000 participants and met some of them to hear their personal stories. This year's Susan G. Komen race in downtown Las Vegas was 12,000 people strong, each with their own personal reason for being here, but each chasing after the same basic goal: to end breast cancer in our lifetime.
For one, to raise awareness for cancer, breast cancer particularly, and then also because survivors like my wife, they really enjoy this and they can feel empowered because they're a survivor.
Because I am a survivor and I want people to know that it's important to have mammograms and tests.
We're supporting the Race for the Cure, Research for Cancer. We are excited to be out here. We're part of the Team City of Las Vegas, and it's our first Race for the Cure run.
And this is my mom, and she's a breast cancer survivor, so I'm here to support her.
Not that anyone really needed pumping up, but the stage was filled on Fremont Street with people who were doing just that before the race began, like Mayor Carolyn Goodman.
There is no place in the entire world like Las Vegas where people get together, help each other, and try to make a difference for the betterment of mankind.
The coach of the Lady Rebels basketball team, along with many of the team members.
So have a great day. Let's keep fighting. We're here with you. Go Lady Rebels.
And Paula Francis, former 8 News Now anchor and continued advocate for breast cancer awareness. She joined the mayor in telling people why running this race downtown has its own special style.
Because it's fabulous. Right.
At 8:15, the 5K running race took off. There was a 5K running race, followed by a 5K walk and a 1-mile walk. With every step, participants are helping get closer to the day when breast cancer will no longer exist. In 1980, the 5-year survival rate for someone with early diagnosis was 74%. Today, it's 99%. 100% is just around the corner. In the meantime, 100% of the money raised goes toward research, education, and various counseling and awareness programs.
It's just a credible event to help raise money for research and awareness and counseling and just give people an upbeat spirit for the survivors to continue to make it year after year. And we're going to get a hold of this.
Like for some, like Anastasio, this was a first-time race for the Cure, but he is paving the way for future runners.
I'm running for the Race of the Cure. I practiced in my school in the field.
So for anyone who may think they are too young or think one person can't make a difference, Sophia and this race are proof neither is true.
This is year 34, I believe, since Nancy Brinker started this after she lost her sister, Susan G. Komen, from breast cancer. So, you know, it's a wonderful memorial, but, you know, it's the power of one. Look at the difference that one person can make if they're tenacious and they want to do something that really has meaning. And this is around the world now. So we're so proud that it's in the heart of Las Vegas.
A big thanks to everyone who walked, ran, or even slept in for the Cure. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we've got some kudos to hand out to several of our Las Vegas City employees, including one staff member of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. Stay with us. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Scott Dykes with the Public Works Department. Scott is a land survey technician who has become what his coworkers call a one-man wolf pack. Not because he's unfriendly, but because the city has experienced reductions in force over the years, and Scott has been tasked with doing land surveys by himself. Normally, a crew conducts surveys, but Scott has taken on a tough job and excelled delivering fabulous customer service. In order to meet the needs of his job, Scott has mastered the use of robotic survey equipment, accomplishing tasks that a two-person crew would normally do. Instead of complaining about a shortage of staff and time, Scott simply gets the job done. Because of his dedication to the city and our residents, it's our pleasure to name Scott Dicus the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
Welcome back to City Beat. We are in the Emergency Operations Center of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. Now, this is the room where, for example, staff members might gather if they're fighting a particularly large fire in our city. Well, as we mentioned earlier, we have several city family members to congratulate. So let's get started with City Manager Betsy Fretwell. She was honored with the Human Rights Commission Leadership Award on May 14th at the Cosmopolitan. One of the many reasons she was honored is because Las Vegas was one of only 47 cities in the nation to earn a perfect 100% score on the HRC Equality Index. Betsy has been our city manager since 2009, right around the same time the recession was imposing its unprecedented weight on our nation and certainly here in Las Vegas. She helped the city weather that storm and put in measures to be sure we could all thrive once again once the clouds cleared. But all the while, she has shown commitment and dedication, making sure Las Vegas is a place where everyone is treated equally, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. We talked with Betsy about this honor, which in true Betsy Fretwell form, she shared with all city staff.
There is so much research that indicates a diverse workforce that feels that they are treated fairly will outperform their competitors that don't meet that criteria. That's important as a city. And this acknowledgement is a city acknowledgement, in my opinion. It's critically important, and I think it makes a huge difference in performance. Beyond that, it creates community commitment. It builds a community that makes it stronger. And those are the kinds of things that we want to achieve here at the City of Las Vegas.
Congratulations to City Manager Betsy Fretwell. Well, now let's move on to Sarah McCrae. She's a registered nurse who also serves as the Quality Improvement Coordinator for Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. The Southern Nevada Health District just named her one of its 2016 Public Health Heroes. Just last year, she was honored with a SOAR Award. Now, both entities honored her in part because of a program she developed called CHIPS. It's a very unique way of hooking people up in need of services with the people out there who can actually help them. David Hudson lives with his mom in Las Vegas today, but 6 years ago he was a successful DJ, leaving a job in Detroit when he was robbed at gunpoint, even though he pleaded with the assailant to take his belongings and not his life.
He said, "Don't shoot me because I am trying to take care of my daughter." He shook his hand and shot him anyway.
Right in the head.
Right in the head.
He survived, but the gunshot caused significant brain damage and partial paralysis. Adie Hudson does her best to care for her son, but when it comes to helping him get around, in the past, both would often end up on the floor.
If I would have to call the fire department to come get him off the floor, get him out of the tub, get him off the floor. And the technician told me, "You cannot be picking that big man up because you're going to hurt you. Then he won't have nobody to take care of him."
Now, thanks to the hard work of Sarah McCrae of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, there's a program called the Community Health Improvement Program, or CHIPS. It is a perfect partnership between UNLV students working toward their master's degrees in social work and the department's first responders.
Then we take referrals from our paramedics in the field that recognize people that have unmet social needs or kind of chronic diseases that need a little bit of assistance doing some healthcare navigation, just accessing existing services in our community. And we kind of act like social service brokers, where we reach back out to them and just make contact, do a needs assessment. We do education, advocacy, and referrals.
Paramedics alerted the CHIPS program about the Hudson's needs, and Anastasia Ingram was put on the case.
And so I reached out to her and contacted her, and I kind of saw what the crew had wrote in the referral, but I wanted to see what she said. So the falls, but what was making the falls happen? What could we help her with? What were the services that she was lacking that we could provide for her?
Turns out it was something that may seem simple to many people, but was a lifesaver to Addie and David. A walker for David, and
got me the bed. The bed is what I really, really, really needed, because he was in a queen size bed, but it was so low to the floor, I would have to roll him over and then set him up, then try to put him from here to up here.
Alexandria Anderson is also part of the program. She says one of the many aspects she admires about CHIPS is they don't just make the citizens aware of what's out there, they guide them through the process of getting what they need.
You have to do this application, which is a 10-page application, and their reading levels are low. There's so many barriers for so many individuals and families to reach the services that they need. And the CHIPS program basically acts as a middleman to kind of help them advocate, not just locate the resources for them, but help them navigate through the resources as well.
Another added benefit, it frees up 911 and emergency rooms. All too often, citizens call 911 out of sheer frustration when they are not actually in a life or death situation. So ERs get full, but not always with those who need them the most, but those who don't know where else to turn.
Sometimes it's an emergency, but most of the time it isn't. And it's people that just can't get their prescription medications refilled, or they don't have transportation resources, they don't know how to access health care otherwise. And so they use the 911 system in the emergency rooms as that primary point of access.
This takes up time and space that is often needed for true emergencies, all the while never getting to the heart of what the non-emergency patients really need.
They get a triage and release. If they have transportation or prescription medication problems, those things have not been resolved just because they went to the emergency room.
Sarah McCrae has been with Las Vegas Fire and Rescue for 17 years, both out in the field and in this current role of working to improve the department's already outstanding service. She's known for her out-of-the-box thinking and action. So much so, she was recently presented with a Safety Officer Award, or SOAR Award.
But if you look back at her tenure, every step of the way she's done the same thing, right? She's done a phenomenal job at her job, and then went above and beyond that and made either a department, her station, the community, her first due area, or now the community and the state a better place.
Sarah McRae and Las Vegas Fire and Rescue as a whole make our community a better place, not only in the way the department responds to major emergencies, but in recognizing that sometimes it's the little things our residents need that make a big difference.
You're #1 in my book.
And once again, a big congratulations to Sarah McRae of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. Okay, we've got one more person to mention, and that would be our very own Dr. Lisa Morris-Hibbler. She is the director of our Department of Youth Development and Social Innovation, and she was honored by Communities and Schools of Nevada as the Civic and Public Partner of the Year. We'll hear more from Dr. Lisa Morris-Hibbler on our next City Beat on the honor, as well as our fairly new department that she heads up. But right now we're going to take a break. And remember, life is beautiful. It's coming up in September. We've got some updates to give you when we return.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing. Believe me, I'm good at it.
Once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell him.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? He needs something a little more
Persuasive.
Yes.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
Welcome back to City Beat. We've moved to the Bay Area of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Station 1. As we said earlier, one of the busiest in the country. So we thought it would be a good time to give you a quick reminder on when you should call 911 and when you should call 311. 911 is when you believe a person or property is in imminent danger. 311 is for urgent calls, but maybe not life-threatening calls. If we clear out the 911 lines, then they can get to the real emergencies more quickly. Well, it's almost time for Life is Beautiful right here in downtown Las Vegas. The dates have been announced, September 23rd through the 25th. So the organizers stopped by City Hall recently to give us a quick update. Life is Beautiful is 3 days focusing on 4 elements: music, food, art, and the exchange of knowledge in TED-like lectures and talks. More than 100,000 people attended the festival last year, and organizers say they expect that number to rise this year, as it has every year since its inception 4 years ago. One of the big draws is the music.
The music program expands every year. There's more and more acts around the country that know about the festival and want to play the festival and want to be part of the festival, so we're really excited for this year's lineup. Details on that are going to come out real soon.
As always, the performers are kept pretty top secret until the event gets closer, but in years past, we've seen a wide range from hip-hop to classic rock. It gives people exposure to types of music they didn't even know they might enjoy.
People think that they're into one kind of music, and then they're really surprised when they show up and they see a new band, and they have that sense of discovery around it. So that's important to us, and that's something that we're going to continue to cultivate.
At this update meeting held April 19th, Mayor Carolyn Goodman assured the Life is Beautiful organizers the city is firmly behind them as they continue to make it a success.
So anyway, just from the city, we are 100% with you, behind you, and we know when I look at those crowds there,
every single one of those people, whether they live here or are part of our tourist base, they're spending money in our city. That supports our fire, police, art galleries, food, restaurants, taverns, unique little spots that we all call home and love.
In fact, last year it's estimated the festival generated about $35 million in our local economy. And 90% of those who attended and were surveyed gave the event a 3 or higher rating, with 5 being the best. Justin believes it's because of the unique blend of art, music, food, and learning that attracts people of all ages.
We really think it's a 3-generational festival. You know, people are bringing their parents, and they're also bringing small kids, and it's a very safe environment where people feel that there's such a sense of discovery there, and there's such a good mantra and ethos around the festival that they feel safe bringing their kid, and they want to expose them to new things.
Everything comes from somewhere else, and when you have Mardi Gras down in New Orleans, and you have all the different events that go on around the world, life is beautiful, is awesome, and it's who and what we are. We are unique individuals who've chosen to live in this community.
For more information, you can go to lifeisbeautiful.com. They should be announcing the musical lineup any second now. Well, on April 28th, we had a full house at City Hall for the annual Take Your Kids to Work Day. Thousands of kids filed into City Hall and some of our other facilities to see exactly what it is mom and dad do all day. Well, one of their stops along the way were the KCLV TV studios, where we asked them, what is it you love about living in our city?
What I love about Las Vegas is the shopping. What I love about Las Vegas is the protection of our Metro Police Department.
We love the city of Las Vegas because we cheer for the Maniacs.
I like fishing at Floyd Lamb Park.
I love the city of Las Vegas because of their soccer fields.
What I like about Las Vegas is all the fun fairs and the activities.
I love Las Vegas because of all the awesome dance teams. I love the city of Las Vegas because it has less traffic than LA.
I love the parks in Las Vegas.
The splash pads because they're awesome. My favorite thing to do at Las Vegas is play with my friends.
What I love about Las Vegas is its rich and, beautiful arts district. It's my favorite thing to do here and place to go.
We'll be using some of those adorable kids right here on Channel 2. But, you can go to #SinCity to Super City to let people know what you love about living in Las Vegas, because we are a finalist in the All-America City. Now, our team is going to head to Denver in mid-June to find out if we won. So go ahead and send those tweets into #SinCity to Super City. Well, that does it for another edition of City Beat. Thank you so much for joining us from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Station 1. As we go to close, we're going to take you to a very unique talent show. It was presented by the Youth Offenders Court. That's a specialty court run by Judge Cedric Kearns for kids that find themselves in trouble because of addictions to drugs and alcohol. It was at Planet Hollywood. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you for the next City Beat.